And good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's Friday. We made it through the work week. It was a brutal week. Finally got through it. A lot of stuff to be doing, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff that was done, a lot of stuff left undone. We didn't leave any money on the table. That much is true. And but here we are. So it is a Friday. I am your host, Dave Guerra, because this is Let's Have a Chat About Leadership for Friday, February 28, 2020. Now, if this was a regular February, this would be the last day of the month. But no, we are in a leap year. That means we have one more day, and that's tomorrow. So don't forget that. Tomorrow is not March 1st. Tomorrow is February 29. So also, huge shout out to my son. Birthday today. Hoorah. Yeah, man, they grow up so fast. How does that happen? So big shout out to him. Keep growing, keep learning, keep doing. You're on your way. You're going to make it huge, guarantee. Alrighty, so that's out of the way. Said hello. I'm just going down my checklist. Okay, all is good. So it's Friday, and you know what we do on Friday? That's right. It's Forbes Friday, straight something from out of the Forbes. In this case, straight out of the Forbes website. We're not traveling anywhere because we're coronavirus free, COVID-19 free. And however, that nonsense, it's starting to rock the world, and it's starting to rock the world in ways we weren't anticipating. We had SARS, we had MERS, we had H1N1, we've had the bubonic plague, but well, we know what happened there. But this is not the bubonic plague of the 21st century or the modern era. No, those days are gone. They're working on it. However, because we're talking about Forbes Friday, it's a little article. It's kind of just trying to calm things down, but also the article itself is kind of stirring things up. The title, the stock market, quote, "The stock market is in a free fall on coronavirus fears. How much worse will it get?" And, it's kind of like, well, the top line here, and I'm reading this. Top line, U.S. stock market has officially plunged into correction territory at the fastest rate ever recorded, suffering its worst losses since the 2008 financial crisis this week amid ongoing panic. And they should have put that in quotation marks because I don't see the panic. All I see is people just trying to take money over the panic of the spreading coronavirus and its impact on the global economy. This week alone, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell a total of 14%. The Standard & Poor's 500 by 13%, and the NASDAQ Composite by 12.3%. The Dow plummeted nearly 1,200 points on Thursday, its biggest one-day drop ever, thanks to the coronavirus, which is now spread to at least 49 countries in a matter of weeks. Those losses continued on Friday, though the drop was somewhat less severe. So what's happening here? The drop is less severe. What's happening here is people are in a panic and they're selling, and they should not be selling, but that's okay. If they're selling to buy again, maybe that's the right move. So what I'm getting at here is then that's probably why it didn't drop so far. It's because there was people coming in, buying up. Stocks that were high are now low. There's and I'll talk about the index here in a little bit. A lot of them, a couple of them, about 3 of them in the index of 12. So what's that? A quarter, 25% of them hit new 52-week lows. Okay, and so this is the time to buy. If you're getting into the market, this is the time to buy. And officially, I hold no stocks in any of those that I mentioned. So I am not a stockholder of any of the stocks in my index. So just be aware of that. So that clears that up. In a statement to reassure anxious investors, the United States Federal Reserve said on Friday it was monitoring the, quote, evolving risks to economic activity, end quote, posed by the coronavirus, and further pledged to, quote unquote, act as appropriate to keep the U.S. economy stable. So there we go. See, it's going to work. Now, some experts are skeptical any action from the central bank can stem market fallout from the coronavirus. And the chief economic advisor for Allianz told CNBC on Thursday that, quote, markets will start freezing up even if the Fed cuts rates, which I think they will. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it's also a great time to rebuild. Let's not forget that. Those of you that are wanting to get in, this might just be the time. National Economic Council Director Larry Kudlow on Tuesday said CNBC that the virus is unlikely to become a quote-unquote full-fledged economic crisis. I concur, it's not. And described this week's sell-off as a good buying opportunity. There it is. The same day, however, the CDC warned that the American public should brace for major disruptions from the coronavirus. And folks, it's already happened, these disruption. Apple, Nike, Starbucks, they've all issued warnings that the coronavirus will impact financial results for the first quarter. And note, Wednesday, investment banking giant Goldman Sachs revised down its estimate for U.S. corporate earnings in 2020, forecasting 0% earning growth for the 2020 as a result of the outbreak. So what's happening here is this first quarter, first 2 quarters, first half of the year, it's going to be a loss. But once everything stabilizes, gets back to normal, everything's just going to equal out at the end of the year. So what they start off at January 1st will kind of be the same thing that we're looking at in December 31st. So again, no need to panic. It's better to be at a negative gains or negative loss it's better to be at a no gain, no loss, there we go, than to be in the negative. Okay, so you see where it's going with that. So there's no need to panic, folks. And again, this is the time to get in. See, and one chief critic in this article says, quote, markets are much too negative on the coronavirus. The markets were too expensive earlier in the year, but the coronavirus panic is overdone. It's overdone, is overdone. It says Vital Knowledge founder Adam Crisfali. He points out that though the economic and corporate earnings fallout from the coronavirus will be severe, economic activity in China is normalizing, and that should break the bulk of the fallout remain. And by the fallout remain confined to the first quarter, and that's good news. So already people are starting to look at it. Hopefully they're not, over analyzing it and putting too many eggs in their basket, being realistic, but understand that it's gonna come and go. Everything else is come and gone. Look at the bubonic plague. It came and it went. It ravaged half of Europe, but it eventually ended. It kind of stopped. It's still around. Don't get me wrong. It's still around, but not at the degree that it once was. So again, and I know I'm going to an extreme on that one, but let's just go back not so long ago. H1N1. H1N1 was flaring up in the fall of 2009, and it was an issue, and I was getting ready to travel abroad, and by the time we got abroad, it was basically nobody really was talking about it. Nobody was really concerned, not to the level that they are now. So again, because the media is so ramped up, because communication is more transparent now than ever before, now there needs to be answers, and we're looking for answers. So all of that being said, there's no need to panic and start buying, start getting in the market. If you're looking to get into the market, you're looking to do something in stocks, now is the time. A lot of them have a lot of stocks. Like I said, 25% of the ones in the Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is index have created new lows, new 52-week lows, so they can only go up. Of course, they can continue to go down, but either way, now's the time. Buy in, and hold them. You're holding them for the long term. So if you buy something on Monday or Tuesday and then it continues to drop, well, understand that you're not going to go sell it the next day. That was never the intention. And the intention is not to sell it. The intent is to continue buying. So as you can buy, accumulate, and it'll come back up. It will come back up. So I know I've been alluding to this, and overall, from last week, the entire Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is index is down $21.84. Remember, that's one share of all the different 12 stocks that I've got out there. And it's down $21.84. So again, out of 1,033, I think it's where it's sitting at right now. There was only one winner this week. Only one winner. And that was in the pharmaceutical sector, the pharma sector. It was not Merck. It was not Eli Lilly. It was Regeneron. Regeneron with a new 52-week high of $470 a share. It closed today at $444.52. So there we go. So again, this is the company that's working on the antivirus. This is the company that's working on the vaccine. This is the company that worked on the vaccine for Ebola, SARS, what else? It worked on a couple of other things, but this is the one that's working on it, actively working on it. So their value is going up. Again, I do not own stock in Regeneron. But what I do know is when I see something, I'm going to share it with you. And that's why I put that on the list, because that was the one that caught my eye. So I'm not saying that they're going to be the ones that are going to solve this, but they're the ones that are playing the game. They're the ones that are doing something about it. They're the ones that have their eggs in that basket. Now, let's wrap all of this up. Real simple. Stuff is happening all around. You need to be prepared. That's a no-brainer. You need to be prepared. Just like you're prepared for a hurricane, tornadoes, bad weather. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay, I live down here on just off the Gulf, well, at the Gulf Coast. Technically, it's still the Gulf Coast. And we prepare for hurricanes every year. So now we're just adding just a little bit extra to our prep. So just prep, just prepare, go look it up. It's real simple. Some extra canned food, some Gatorade, stuff like that, something to help put fluids back into your body. Water, just anything that holds water, fill it up, have them on hand, cases of water bottle, whatever works for you, but have it ready to rock and roll, because you never know. Power goes out, you've got food, you've got, canned food. Heat it up, get a stove, get yourself one of those camping stoves, or learn how to build a rocket stove. Little things like that. Anything that helps ease and helps continue with that creature comfort, that's the way it is. Now, let's look at the business side. Things are slowing down, manufacturing, delivering, production, it's all slowing down, even though they just said China's starting to normalize. It's going to be a while. So if you're out there looking for the new Surface Pro, or you're looking for a new laptop, if it's not made here in the United States or in the North American continent, guess what? It's going to be out of stock for a while. It'll be a while, but that's why you have to keep on top of it. So if you're looking for something new and you know what you want, keep looking on a daily basis, because it might be out of stock today, but guess what? Tomorrow morning, it'll be back in stock and it'll be sold out right away. So do your homework, and eventually it will work. iPhones, same. iWatch or the Apple Watch, same thing. Get ready. They're going to same iPhones too. If you're looking in the market of getting a new one, be prepared. Be prepared for supplies to go down and demand to go up, which is kind of interesting. So again, be ready, be prepared, expect the expected. They're telling you to expect it. So be prepared and expect it. All right. Well, listen, other than that, just do your homework, pay attention to the news. You don't have to, don't feed into the panic. Do not feed into the panic. Don't feed into that. And what I call it is, I was at a store yesterday. I was at a Dollar General. And this guy walks in and he walked to the back and he comes up to one of the clerks there and he says, "Y'all have any mask, surgical mask?" I was like, "No." Well, where did that come from? That comes from, well, I hate to say it, and but I need to say it because that's the first thing that came to my mind, is the ignorant are listening to the idiots. Don't be either. Don't be either one of those. Don't be spreading rumors, and don't be listening to rumors. Know the facts. Go to cdc.gov. That's their website. Learn the facts there. CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, cdc.gov. Go there and get all the information. Don't be listening to rumors. Don't be listening to your next door neighbors, cousins, dog walkers, boyfriends, ex-girlfriend, mother-in-law said. No, don't listen to none of that nonsense. You know for a fact, but don't listen to nonsense, because 99 times out of 100, it's wrong. It pretty much is, and you know that. Well, listen, I'm Dave Guerra. It's been awesome. Have a great weekend. Stay alert. Head on a swivel. Do your homework, and I will talk to you on Monday when we talk about, that's right, sports and leadership all over again. So have a good evening. Have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.